Okay. Yeah. Good morning, team. In this BA Master Program, in today's session, we will talk about create your first synapse pipeline. Why I am saying create your first synapse pipeline? Because in Azure Data Factory or Synapse, it's not a coding. It is completely UI based. We can directly see how we can able to move the data. So because all the transformations and all will come later. So the purpose of Azure Data Factory or Synapse pipeline is just to copy the data. It is one of the main functionality. So for copying the data means, so first let's understand what is the data, use of the data, which we discussed in earlier session. Maybe whoever is missed, I'll just for first 5 minutes I'll re-explain all those things. Then we will go and do the lab. Okay, so because ADF and Synapse things, directly we will start with the lab. So every day we will have the lab here, but in Databricks we need some theory part before we go and do the labs. Okay, so let's start now. So before this, yeah, maybe whoever is not there, so they remember team. So in this data engineering field, right, so we are also going to use the services called ADF and Synapse. So we are going to do the engineering work on the data. So data means like any information is nothing but a data. So this data business will use to do lot of analysis to improve their business. So in the retail domain, they will improve their business by identifying the best customer, the products which are expiring, they are trying to identify the efficient stock they will try to maintain in the stock. Let's say there is a demand, but if you don't have the product in the store, you will not be able to sell. So that maintenance of the stock is also very important, like that. So to answer all these questions, we need to collect the data. Okay, so we need to analyze that particular data. Similarly in healthcare domain, so they will do some blood test and scannings, and they, after doing all these things, they are going to analyze what will be the expected disease for you. Similarly public domain, if you have any questions, we will post the questions. Like we will expect a lot of answers from the different public people. So many people will answer whatever they know. You need to take the required information. Similarly in the financial domain, you want to know, so for example, you want to identify the suspected transactions. Suddenly there is a huge amount of transaction happen. Similarly, you want to grant some loan, so you want to understand how much loan you can grant it for particular customer. Okay, so if somebody is not paying you, you should know how to collect that particular amount, right? So all these things you need to have a backup plan. Similarly travel domain, you want to identify the best customer, the first new customers. For new customers, you need to provide some kind of a discounts. For the existing customer who are frequently traveling, you want to give the better discounts, and whatever feedback customers are providing, you need to take that feedback and keep on improving the services in the travel domain. So all these things you need to do. In order to all these things, how you will understand all these things? With the help of the data. But how business will collect this particular data? For example, in the retail, Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, these are the web applications we will use to extract the retail data. Healthcare domain, every organization, like every hospital, AIG, Omega, these are big hospitals, so they have their own web application. Similarly, public domain, they have Quora, YouTube, Facebook, all these things are the public applications that you can able to post your whatever information. Okay, financial domain, you can make the transaction through phone pay, Google Pay, net banking, mobile application. Similarly make my trip, Red Bus, Avibus. So like this you are making the transaction. Now my next question is, we understood data we are collecting through this web application. See, there is a data. This data you are collecting from customer. Okay, so this data, like you need to put like this. I think customer is providing this data using what? Web application. In the retail, web applications are Flipkart, Amazon. In the financial domain, phone pay, Google Pay, net banking, mobile applications. It can be web applications or any other way. Okay, so Google Pay, Phone Pay is not a web applications. These are called mobile applications. Okay. So customers are providing the data through this, and we need to do what? What we need to do once they provide this data through these web applications? What we need to do? Tell me. Tell me, Tim. What we need to do next?
Collect it and store it somewhere.
Very good. We need to store somewhere. Store it. Okay. So storing, we have mainly storages are two types. Okay. One is databases. Okay. One is a databases. Second one is file systems. Databases means, remember, data will be stored in a tables. When you say file system, data will store it in a files. So file can be a different files again. You can have a Parquet file, CSV file, text file, Avro file, ORC file. Okay. So Excel file, XML file, and many other different file formats are possible. Okay. Let's say mainly using Azure Data Factory, Databricks, using Azure Data Factory or Synapse, right? What we will do is we move the data from one place to another place. Okay. So why you need to move the data from one place to another place is, for example, nowadays all the projects are moving from on-premise to cloud. What is meant by on-premise? What is meant by cloud? Tell me, team. You are silent means I can't do anything. You need to speak. What is the difference between on-premise and cloud? Any idea?
Like when the company has their inbuilt server and infrastructure, they store it within the house, then it's on premise. But if it's on AWS server or Amazon, like some other server cloud on the
See,
internet
correct.
outside of the company's.
Whoever is
Yeah.
having the more than 10 years of experience, we all know we used to have a server room. We will have a server room in the organizations. When you go to office, right? So you will see some server rooms, right? So a lot of servers which are blinking within that room from the glasses you might have seen. Anybody experienced that? Anybody have seen? Maybe if you are less experienced, you may not see because now people are moving everything into the cloud. But nowadays also you can see definitely. But earlier we have a lot of rooms where that is called a server room, that is strictly prohibited. Nobody should be able to enter, but you can able to see from outside that those will be keep on blinking. So there is a server room where all the server storages, everything we will maintain in the organization. Let's say you are in Hyderabad, okay, or you are in Bangalore or whatever. You are in some X office, X company office. Now you will see a server room. In the server room, what you have? We have servers and the storage. So these servers and storages are in Hyderabad, which are maintained by X office or not?
Yes.
So on-premise means this is called on-premise. If so, for example, I need some server. So instead of maintaining somebody my servers, I am taking hello, hello, hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we're able to hear you.
One second, I think there is a power cut. I thought Wi-Fi got turned off. One second, let me check. Yeah, sorry. So this is a server room, right? In the server room, you have a servers and storages. So these servers and storages are maintaining within that office. So if you are maintaining your own servers and storages at your own place, it is nothing but a on-premise. It can be your home, it can be your office, it can be any rented house, anything. If you are maintaining, if you are managing all these things, that is nothing but a on-premise. Okay. So next thing, what I'm going to say is, let's say, for example, I'm working in one of the project, and there is lot of data, lot of information I collected, and it is around a 3 terabytes of data. But my computer can able to store only 1 terabyte of data. This is general. What you will do? Next step, tell me. I'm repeating my question. I have collected my project information around 3 terabytes of data, which is there, which I need to copy into my computer. But I understood my computer can able to store only 1 TB. So still I have 2 TB of data that I need to store. What I will do next? Generally, you have a same problem. What you do? Tell me.
It will
External
extend our
storages.
yeah.
So you go to Flipkart or Amazon. Okay, you will say external hard disk for some 3 TB. Okay, you will purchase. Okay, one of this you will purchase, and it will come to where? So where it will come? So you are going to purchase this. So once you purchase, where it will come?
To our house only, where you give the location.
Okay, so you are going to, it will come to my home or my organization place, whatever address I am giving. Now it is, let's say this is 7,000. So what I am doing, entire 7,000 I am investing at once. Entire 7,000 I am investing at once. So two disadvantages if you see. One is entire payment I am doing. Second thing is I am maintaining this particular hard disk. Tomorrow this hard disk will come to my home. When I connected, it is not connecting. So what you need to do? It is not connecting. What you need to do? It is saying this hard disk is corrupted, not able to load the data. Some issue is coming. What you will do in that case?
Either you will return or you will check with the customer care of the people.
Again, it takes some time. Again, 2 or 3 days. If they ask, like even if they want to see, they cannot able to see. They need to send somebody. He has to come and he has to look into this issue. Again, it takes some time. Lot of time I am wasting. So, is there any solution for this? Yes, the solution is very simple. We have a cloud. What cloud says? Cloud means accessing services which are hosted in remote places through network. Everybody understood? Cloud is nothing but accessing services which are hosted in remote places through network. So what it means is, so now I need a 3 terabyte of data I need to store. Instead of placing a order, getting that particular hard disk, placing the data, instead of that, what I can do is in the cloud, right? In the cloud, very simple. In the cloud, what I can do, I can store my data in the cloud within a minutes. In a minutes, okay, in a minutes, I can store data. I can store, create a account, create storage account, store data, store your data. So this data will be charged based on amount of data that you stored. Amount of data that you have stored only you are going to make the payment. But here in the on-premise, what you have done, 5 TB you are taking means 5 for 5 TB entire data you need for entire storage. 5 TB you are paying advanced. But here you are paying only when you store, and based on how much amount of data you stored, only for that much amount of data only you are making the payment. Clear, team? On-premise and cloud. Now, cloud means I understood accessing services which are hosted in remote places through network. What is meant by hosting remote places through network means, cloud means Some people think that, okay, on the sky, there are clouds, there our data is storing. So many people may have that understanding. Don't think that way. Cloud means, so there is a X person, okay. So in US, he has stored a one hard disk, very big hard disk, 1 lakh TB of data that it can able to store in this hard disk. It is there in a US, okay. So there is another hard disk. Let's imagine I have another hard disk. So this is in India. This is also 1 lakh TB of data that we can able to store. Again, I have a one more TB, like 1 lakh TB of data that I can even able to store it in a maybe Russia. Okay, in Russia, something like this. Now, as a cloud user, I have a option. Okay, so I want to store my data in India, US, or Russia. So now what I can do, when I am creating the, I told you, right, in the cloud in a minutes we can create a storage account. When you are creating a storage account, right, from the portal, when you are creating a storage account, you need to say, hey, I need to get the storage account from India. I need to store my data in India. You need to say, so that whatever data you are putting here, right, that data will come and store it in India, where this X person has stored this particular terabytes storage. Okay, 1 lakh TB of data that this storage can, this particular disk can store. 1 lakh TB of data this particular disk can store. But this US, in India, in Russia, who stored the, who has kept these things here? Who kept the storages here? For example, when you say this X is the Azure. Azure means who is hosting those things there? Azure means who is hosting this hard disk there?
Microsoft.
Microsoft. If it is Amazon means Amazon. If it is a Google means Google team. If it is IBM means IBM. If it is a Oracle means Oracle. Okay, lot of cloud providers we have. The popular cloud providers are Azure and AWS. Next we have a Google Cloud. These three are famous, but we have other things also. Now this Azure Microsoft, what they are doing is they are keeping the hard disk in US, India, and Russia. Now I want to store my data in India. What I'm doing is I'm creating an account in India. So whenever I upload the data, that data will be stored in this disk. But will you be able to see this hard disk? Will you be able to see this hard disk or not?
No, we can
No.
access it.
But on-premise services, can I able to see?
Yes.
Can I able to touch the on-premise servers, storages? Yes. But cloud
Yes.
services or cloud servers or storages, I cannot able to touch. I cannot able to see physically. That's why these are called a virtual. Everything is virtually. You will not be able to see. You just have to imagine, okay, there is a storage. You need to create the account and you need to put the data. So that data will be stored in the backend disk. Clear? So to get the better clarity on the things, I'll quickly move on to the how to access the Azure services. It's very simple. I'll talk about, see, don't expect everything in day one. So because I am also trying to give you whatever is possible from day one only, but don't expect everything on day one tip. So portal.azure.com is the URL to access Azure services, but I'll tell you how to create a account, everything. Okay, I'll tell you how to create account and all. Portal.azure.com. So in this portal.azure.com, what is happening? In this portal.azure.com, what is happening? In this portal.azure.com, if you see, these all are the Azure services. Only these things? No, these are the services which you have accessed recently. But if you click on this, go to all services, see many things. For example, I have category wise. I want like let's say analytics. I have a Databricks, I have a data factory, I have Azure Edge Insight, okay, analysis service, data like storage, we have Azure Synapse. So almost all the things we have here. Okay, we have almost all the things here. Clear? Now what we are trying to do is, I don't want any of these things at this moment. I want to store my data. Store means come down. You see anything, any category here for storing any data? Identify what
Storage.
Storage. Okay, go to storage. In the storage, you will be able to see storage account. Okay, go to storage account. Okay, I want to create a one storage account. Click on create. This is a subscription. Subscription means now you are using the Azure services. You need some amount to use this service, or will they be able to give the services for free? Nobody is going to give anything for free, right? So that's why you need some amount to use this service. That is what I have recharged. Subscription means, you know, right? We have image and prime subscription. What is that? If you recharge with 450 or something, for 3 months you can watch any movie. Similarly, we have this pay as you go subscription. If you use within this pay as you go is kind of a prepaid and postpaid. Two things will be there. Prepaid means you recharge now, use it. Postpaid means you use it, for the usage you make the payment. That is how pay as you go means. First I will use whatever I used, those charges will be applied against pay as you go subscription. I will make the payment to this particular subscription every month. Okay. Resource group means, let's say now I created a WhatsApp group for all our training people. What is the use of the WhatsApp group? Tell me. To share the
Communicated one place for all the people.
what?
No, to communicate to all people at one place, I'm saying.
Exactly. So that's how resource group means. This is storage account is a one of the resource. Next ADF file create. ADF is a one more resource. Instead of maintaining ADF separately, the storage account separately, we need to keep everything at a one place. Create new. You can say Cloud Pandit -RG. So this is the one of the resource group called Cloud Pandit -RG. So all my services I'll put it in this group. So where I can able to see everything at once, one place. Okay. Next, we all have a
Malay, like a small question here in the resource group. Is it like we have to maintain separate for dev people, separate for test people, like that? You are
no, no,
saying?
no, 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 no. It is not for people. It is for the service level. In real time, this group will be there for dev environment, one group, for QA environment, one group, for production environment, one group, to say that these all are product services, production resources. These all are QA resources. These all are dev resources. Clear? That is the segregation. Clear, Apswami?
And here in the resource group for a storage account, you're saying like a particular group of people are allowed to use this storage accounts
No, no,
that
no,
way?
no, 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 no. This is not for particular people. This is for, I have given just a WhatsApp example. You are just
Okay.
very tightly bound with WhatsApp example. So you need to understand that is just example. Here resource group is just to make all the resources at one place. Whoever is working for a common goal. For example, all the dev services are working for the development activities. So all those things we need to put it in the dev resource group. All the production services I need to put it in the production resource group, to say that okay, these all services are running the production data or processing the production data. Okay, we will come to know more detail.
Okay.
Maybe at this moment, even if you have questions, that is totally fine. Next, storage account name. Storage account name means everybody have a name for what? When I say Appaswamy, we have a separate name, like one person only responding. What is that? What is the use of the names?
Identification.
Uniquely identifying something. Okay. So similarly here also we need to give the name Cloud Pandit. Blob storage, Cloud Pandit, the Blob. So I'll say Cloud Pandit, Blob. Let's say source Blob. Clear? Cloud Pandit. What is this cloud and source Blob? Also somebody has taken. Let me put source Blob 0706. 07. Cloud Pandit SRC source blob 0706. 0706 means 07 is the date, 06 is the month. Region is east to west. See, that is what I told you, right? For example, we have taken one of the example where I have shown you in US one day, one disk, in India, one hard disk, Russia, one hard disk. But where and all the storage account is available, you can see. In all these countries, the storage account is available. Hard disk are available. We can store wherever. Let's say in India, Central India, South India, West India. Central India, I think Mumbai. South India, I think Chennai. And West India, I'm not very sure where exactly they placed. There are data centers. Okay, there are some data centers. Okay. Similarly, let's say US. Okay. Central US, East US, East US to South Central US, West US to, and many other US. Okay. So, but now I want to store my data in, let's say, East US. Okay, in US, I'm storing my data. Okay. So all remaining things, don't worry too much about remaining things for now. Just click review. Okay. I just click to review plus create. Okay. So it is validating whether all my details, whatever is provided, is correct or not. Then click create.
So Malay, I have one question. So when you're working in the organization, so you are going to create, the team will be using the same details going forward. Is it like that way?
Team is using
The team, if I am 5 members of the team in my team, like 5 members are there. So all 5 members are going to use the same thing to access the data or store the data and all.
yes, correct, correct. See, these services are one time, so data will be there here. So all the pipelines creation or Databricks notebook creation, everything will be done from the same service.
Okay.
So see, these all questions are very small questions. So those will be self-clarified if you wait for some more time. But yes, you keep asking the questions, I'll tell you. So whether you are understanding or not understanding, we will see. If you're not understanding anyhow, see what you need to do. Whenever you have a question, you note down. From day one, you keep on noting down all your questions in a book. Whatever questions you got the answers, you can mark it as an answer. Whatever questions you did not get the answers, you can just wait. So if I say this will be clarified in future session, you just check in which session it is clarifying. If it is not clarified, means you can ask after a few days. Okay.
Sure.
See, this is a storage account which is available. Now it is created. Just click on go to resource. This is a storage account which is available. Now, whenever you want to store a data, you need to create a folders, right? Where to create folders is go to containers. Click on containers. Here I am saying global, or let's say I'm saying here input. Input is the folder name. Okay, input is the folder name. Go inside this input. So now I want to upload the data. Just click on this upload. Click browse for files. So I'll give you, don't worry, all these data files also. So this is called a CSV file, comma separated CSV file. Okay. Open this file, CSV file. We will see how the data looks like. See, this is the data: credit ID, card type, credit name, credit score, something like this. Okay. So this is the data what we have. Just click preview data. So you will see the data. If you click edit data, it will show like this. If you preview data, it will be something. This is just a CSV file, comma separated. See, comma is separated. Okay. Clear? So this is the data which I have in the input storage account. So let me go to the another tab, portal.edu.com. I want to create a similar to that. I want to create one output storage account. See, go to storage account now. Click on this directly instead of going here and searching. Clicking on that directly, you can click on the storage account. Click on create one more storage account. See, this is the same group. See, I'm adding into the same group. If you see Cloud Pandit-RG, getting, see, same subscription group is same. Now you understood. Two storages I'm keeping in the same group. Now storage account is, this should be separate storage account. That's why name also you should change. Cloud Pandit sync. Sync means target 0706. In which region I am taking? In which region I am taking? Instead of taking east to west, let's say maybe I want to take it into the India, maybe South India. Okay, anything is fine. Okay, you can keep it in the same region as well. But let's say I am copying data from east to west to South India data center. Okay, just click review. I have not created two different resource groups. I created only one resource group. Don't confuse. Where I created two resource group. This is the Cloud Pandit-RG. Only one resource group I created here. Same I am using here.
Yeah, sorry, I meant two different storage accounts.
You will come to know why. You will come to know. So just look into it here. I am going to tell you something. Just I am finishing some groundwork to explain that. Okay. So source I have the target sync. Sync I just created. It is not created yet. Otherwise, wait for this to create. Grouping of resource group is nothing but a resource group. It's a logical combining or grouping of the resources is nothing but a resource group. Okay, so this is the sync storage account. Just go to resource. Where I need to create a folder? Anybody remember? Where I need to create a folder? Huh?
That is
In the containers.
containers.
Go to containers. Very good. There I created input, right? Here I'll create output. So now my goal is to copy the data which I have in the input folder into the output folder. So this is in the input folder. This is in the output folder in another account. This is in the account one input folder data. I want to copy into the account to output folder. How you can able to copy? Okay, I'll explain to you. To do that, we need either Azure Data Factory or Synapse. For now, let me take a data factory for today. Go to data factory here. So you can just find this service. If you're not able to find there, go to all services. Okay, go to analytics. Where is analytics? Go to data factory. Click create data factory. This is the second way. The third way is directly search something you need, right? Data factory. If you search, click on this, it will come. Okay, these three ways. Just click. Not only data factory, any service you can find like these three ways. Now same subscription, resource group. Which resource group I need to choose?
RG.
Huh?
Cloud Pandit-RG.
Which one?
RG. Cloud Pandit RG.
Cloud
Cloud
Pandit-RG.
Pandit-RG.
Cloud Pandit-RG, same resource group, because I just grouped these three services into a same group because the purpose of these three are to achieve some common goal. So I want to move data from input storage to this storage account to this storage account using ADF. So these three I am using to do the one of the pipeline creation. That's why I am grouping everything into a one group. So you will come to know, you have a lot of doubts. I can understand that. Okay. So now ADF service I am creating Cloud Pandit ADF V2 0706. In which region I am? This name also somebody has taken. Nothing is leaving people. These are globally unique. Somebody has taken this name means you cannot take 06 2023 otherwise. Okay, this is global unique. Now in which region? So you can see data factory service is hosted in all these regions, in all these places it is available. But I'm taking the data factory from the East US. From any country you can take. Okay. So version is we have only one version V2. This option itself they have to remove. Earlier we have V1, V2, but V1 is removed in 2020. Yeah. So since last 2.5 years it is not there. So only V2 we have. So we don't have anything to choose here. Okay. Just click review plus create. Click create. Okay. So it will create. Meantime, I just wanted to quickly explain something. Let me. Team, let's imagine something like this. Very, very carefully observe. Okay. Very carefully observe. This is your friend mobile. Your friend and yourself went to a picnic or some kind of tour. Okay. Now what happened? So let's imagine this is your friend mobile. Okay. Your friend mobile. Okay. This is a source side mobile. This is a sync side mobile. When you go for tour, what happened? Your friend and yourself might have taken a lot of pictures. Okay. Photos. Now you want your friend to send some of the photos to your mobile. So first thing is remember, I won't tolerate if anybody is disturbing the class. Okay, I'll terminate from the this one. Go mute everybody. I'm hearing no noise. Okay. See, this is a source mobile. This is a sync mobile, meaning your friend mobile is this, and you want to receive your photos from your friend. So what is the first thing when your friend wants to send a photos? What is the first thing your friend is going to do?
Establish connection between the two.
Establish connection between these two. Which two?
Both mobiles, otherwise how will they talk, like communicate?
You are directly going to the what you need to do. The summary you are telling. I am not asking summary, low level. Let's just think like this.
You need to select the photos.
Identify data.
Which photos?
No. See, listen.
Clean up.
Listen. What I'm saying is, you need to think practically. If you think only, you will get to know the step by step. Practically think. You take a mobile. What is the first step you will do? What is the next step you will do to send a mobile? You just take each and every step is important. Don't forget anything from the time you have taken your phone to send a photos.
We'll search the friend first, and then we'll select the photos which is required to send it.
So you people
Like
are saying like
Telegram.
directly you are searching, directly establishing connection means nobody is establishing any authentication to your mobile. Anybody can able to take your phone and see whatever you have in your mobile, right? Nobody is setting up any credentials or any pattern, any thumb authentication, nothing, right? That's why I'm telling you,
Yeah.
think practically. If you're just okay sending photos, send it directly, you share it, use Bluetooth, WhatsApp. That is not I am asking. What I am asking step by step. So step one is you need to take your mobile and you need to log in into your mobile. How you log in? Everybody will have a thumb authentication, face recognition, or a pattern, or pin, or password. There are different authentication methods people are managing. You need to use one of this authentication method to enter into your mobile source mobile itself. You need to enter. For that you need some kind of a connection, meaning you need to be authorized person to enter into the storage account. Clear? Let's say you have entered into source mobile. In the source mobile, what is the next thing that you are going to do? What is the next thing that you will do? You once you entered, using that connection you are going to establish the point number 2. Point number 2 is photos. You are going to select which photos you want to send. Selection of application and photos. You need to, once you enter into mobile, you are going into the gallery, you are going to search the photos that you want to send it. Okay. Now, once you selected the photos, what is the next thing that you are going to do is, you are going to choose the medium. Like medium means the intermediate person who can able to send. Is it through the share it? Is it through the WhatsApp? Is it through any other thing? That particular thing you are going to decide here. You are going to decide here. Now you want to send some photos to the sync, but sync should able to accept your things. So sync also should do what? He also should enter into the mobile using some authentication. He also, so here we need to use the task or activity. We need to decide which activity we need to do. So once you selected these photos, those photos you want to delete or you want to copy, or if you want to copy, where you want to copy, the task or activity you need to decide. For example, in our case, copy activity I'm going to use to copy the data. Okay. So here also what I need to do, I need to have a one more connection here for the sync. And when you are loading the data from the WhatsApp or share it or some other medium, if you are sending the files, right, photos, those files you need to select location to store them. Location to store them. Getting team? So meaning, now you have a source mobile. Once you establish the connection, you will use the which folder or in which application these files are there. You need to select and you need to copy them. Okay. Sync side, you need to establish the connection and you need to select the location where to store this particular thing. But you need to use the intermediate layer where what you need to use, whether WhatsApp or share it, what you need to use in order to copy these things into the sync. Similarly, very same, simple, we have instead of mobile, let's imagine. Okay, so you just think as something like this. So a source side, you have a source storage account. Sync side, you have a sync storage. Now, if I want to copy data from here to here, first I need to establish a connection to the storage account. Okay, one connection for the storage account, one data selection you need to do. This is called a data set. You can say, it will be easy for you to understand. This is a data set. So what data you want to copy, that data set you need to select. It's a point number 2. Getting team? So this is a data set, or you can say this is a data set. So what about this? Again, one connection you need for the sync storage. You need a one more data set you need to create for the sync data set to say the location where you need to store. Finally, you need to choose some activity to copy data from this data set to this data set. Source data set will have the source location from where it has to read the data. Sync data set will have the sync location where it has to copy. Now let's try to do this within the Azure Data Factory. Now, very simple. So now if you see source side already, let me just prepare the storage account I have. Within that storage account, if you remember, we have a folder. What is that folder name? Input. Inside input, I have a credit1.csv file. So this particular storage account input container, I have credit1.csv file that I need to load it into the sync storage. In sync storage, I created a folder called what? Did I create the folder called output in the sync too? See,
Yeah.
sync side I created output. Okay, inside output we don't have anything. But what we need to copy now? We need to copy this file into this output folder. How to do that? Come to ADF, go to resource. This is the Azure Data Factory which we created. Launch Studio. See, even if you're not understanding something, don't worry, because the day one you will not be able to understand everything. You will come to know slowly. Okay. Okay. Now, first important thing is what? You need to connect this source and this sink also. To establish the connection, you need to go to the manage tab. Okay, main important tabs are these two. Manage for establishing connections, author for doing everything else. Manage for creating connection, author for doing everything else. Okay, some more things also you can do within manage, but for now you remember manage is just for the connection service. Okay, I just clicked on the manage tab. In this manage, you see linked services, meaning connections, linking the services. Click on new. So for what you need to connect, I created a storage account called Blob storage. Okay, this is the storage account I created. Select that. You say that ls underscore linked service for source blob. Okay, source blob storage I'm connecting. That's why ls underscore source blob. So don't do anything else. You come down, you select your subscription. In this subscription, I created my storage account. What is that storage account? Out of these two, which is our source? This second
Blob
one.
0706.
Okay. Select src blob test connection. Did you write any code here to establish the connection? No, just through UI. There is no code involved here. Okay. This is connection is successful. Click on new. Again, we need to connect to the sync storage. That sync also blob only. Select it. This is the ls for sync blob. Okay. So account key. So because see, authentication methods for mobile, we have pattern, face recognition, thumb, password, pin, like that. We have here also many. One of the thing that I am using is account key. This is a subscription. Sync blob is the our storage name. Okay. Test connection. Create it. Okay. Now we established what? Only connections to the source, connections to the sink. Now I need to read the data from source. I need to write the data into the sink. For that, let's select the source location and sink location. Go to author, create a data sets. Click on data sets, new data set. Where we have data, where we have data.
Source in the input folder.
Blob storage.
Blob.
Blob. Okay, select blob storage. What type of file we have? CS. Select CS. Say that ds underscore source blob. So to read the data, what you need a connections. Have you created connections? Have you created linker services?
Yes.
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 You can just click on this drop down. You see source connection and sync connection. Use this connection to read the data. When you use this connection details, it is asking you to browse. Click on browse. See input folder, it is showing credit1.csv file also showing at the source. See input folder credit1.csv. This credit1.csv is having the headers or not? In this file, do we have header details? Header means column names we have or not?
Yes, we have.
We have column names. Okay. So yes means you need to check it. This option you need to say yes. To check this. Yes, first way is header columns. Click OK. This is a data set. The DS means data set for source block. This data set for what? To select the location. Again, you need one more data set for selecting what? One more data set for selecting what?
Output data.
Output location.
Sync.
Okay. DSV again. DS for sync blob. This is the linked service. First is at the okay, browse it. Load into the output folder. I am saying. Okay. Load this data into the output folder. Click OK. So now what I have done using the connection details. If you remember, the linker service I'm using in the data sets, meaning that's why I am not directly connected to the storage. Using this connection, I created a data set. Using this connection, I created this data set. Now I want to copy data from this location into this location using source data set to sync data set. For that, you need a pipeline. Let's create a pipeline called a new pipeline. Within this pipeline, you need to say what you want to do. what you want to do, you want to copy, right? See here, move and transform things, you can do it using the copy. Just copy data. You put one thing called copy data here. Within this copy data, what is your source? Source is source blob. This is the location from where we are reading the data. Sync, where you want to load this data into sync blob. Okay, source blob to sync blob. Click debug. Debug means you are running the pipeline. Now what happens? This copy activity is going to copy that file from the source location. You can say source locations to sync location. It will copy. Job is queued. Pipeline is running. Pipeline is succeeded. You click on this details. Files read is one file. Files written is one file. 292 bytes of data it read. 292 bytes of data it has written. Status is succeeded. Status is succeeded. Now where we need to see that file, go to output folder, see in the sync, click refresh here. Do you see credit1.csv file? If you open this file, click edit, you can see this. Very basic. Very basic. Okay, but very important. Yes, one resource group can be used for all those things. Any other questions? Clear all of you? Okay, so that is what we need to discuss for today. You got to know how we can able to copy. So what are the services, what are the components that we have used as part of the ADF here today? If you see, linked services, data sets, pipelines, activities. So linked services, how many we created? 2. One is for source, one is for sync. Data sets, how many created? 2. One is for source, one is for pipeline. 1 we created. Activities, 1 activity. What is that activity? Activity name called copy activity. Okay. Any questions, any doubts? Please let me know, Tim. That's all for today. So slowly I'll improve the pipeline. Okay, so today we copied only one file. Tomorrow we see if you have multiple files. Later we see multiple folders. Parameterization. Slowly one by one, I'll improve. Tell me any questions from anybody.
So the same concepts, these things we can practice now, opening the portal and all, Azure portal.
Yeah, you need to do within the Azure portal only. So tomorrow I'll show you how you can create the Azure account. Okay. Tomorrow, not
Okay.
tomorrow, today itself I'll share Azure account creation recorded session. Try to go through that and create a Azure account. Whoever is not able to create, for them tomorrow I'll show you how to create the Azure account. Because instead of wasting time, you just go and try to create account. If you are not able to create, I'll create account in tomorrow session. Okay. Any questions, Tim? Many questions. Final call
I
to
am
any
good.
questions.
Do we need to meet any naming standards while creating
Yes.
pipelines
In
link?
conventions, if you see, already I've used LS for linked service, DS for data sets, PL for pipeline. Okay, activity we will use ACT underscore. Okay, so pipeline we will use PL underscore. So data sets already we have used DS underscore. Linked service we already used LS underscore. Yes, naming conventions will be always helpful for you. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, if no questions, then thank you all. Thank you. That's all for today.